Good morning, Central Lee Elementary. Mrs. Fugger here this morning. Today is Monday morning, September 8th, 2025. Today, for lunch, we are having popcorn chicken with mashed potatoes, fresh veggies, peaches, fruit choice, and a roll. Boys and girls, I want to give a shout out to the little color guard that performed at the track during the football game Friday night. You did a wonderful job. Way to go. Wow. There's really great things to come for that. Big thanks to Mrs. Canada and the Color Guard squad for leading students in that opportunity to get to know if they enjoy performing either of the little flags. We've had ribbons, and the tall flags. So, wow, what a wonderful set of performances. Job well done. Also, boys and girls, your school spirit, you're doing a nice job of staying near the area where your parents are seated and you're being kind to one another. I see people playing catch football right behind there, but they're being very cognizant to not be throwing where people are walking. Also, they're supporting the marching band during halftime. And of course, whenever our football team does something awesome, they're getting into that school spirit, following the cheerleaders' lead. And so, way to go, elementary students, on doing what you're supposed to do, being high five hawks, even at a football game. I saw so many examples of that on Friday night. So keep up the good work when we're at those other school activities outside of our school hours. You were still representing well. Good job. Also, wanted to let you know that we have a student, Evelyn Lopez, who she won the mutton bustin' at the Tri-State Rodeo. Evelyn, way to go. I can't imagine doing that ever when I was a kid or now. So way to go. Evelyn Lopez, we get to congratulate you today on being the mutton bustin' champion. So congratulations. And I know many of you were at the rodeo. I saw kids at the rodeo parade, in the rodeo parade. Boys and girls, the rodeo is something in our community that many of us participate in one way or another, whether it's going to the concerts, watching the rodeo, going to the parade. And so that has gone for another year, but it seemed like a very wonderful experience by all. So now we're back in a kind of a typical week. There's no major special event, except maybe there's the Mexican Fiesta in Fort Madison this coming weekend. So there's always something going on around our tri-state area that we all do tend to take part in on our weekends, and sometimes it's even during the week. But thank you for focusing while you're here at school. Boys and girls, I have some data to share with you. Remember when I talked about we're going to keep track of our data with our office referrals, and we did have some office referrals last week. You know I'd love to see that this number is 100%, which means no students came to the office. But you know what? Sometimes we do learn by making those mistakes, and we come to the office, we chat about it. Sometimes there are consequences for our actions as well that we determine. But 10 students out of the 534 did have an office referral to the office, which is 2% of our student body. It's actually a little less than that, but I rounded up to keep for some easy math to see. But 98% of our students were not to the office at all. We want to see that and higher all year long, every week. So keep up the good work. And nobody needed to come back twice. So you know what, boys and girls? We don't mind seeing some of this because we know students are learning and we want to make sure we keep going. But what a good start in our data tracker. So when I figure out how to get these things to stay up on the wall today, then hopefully you'll get to see the trends as it goes through the year. But job well done, not too shabby. Let's make sure we keep mindful of the 10 that came to the office. Whatever you learned about, make sure you learned and you make sure you're not back to the office again for the same behavior or the piece that's not being a high five hawk. Speaking of some high five hawks, I want to make sure we list our birthday because these students, I'm afraid I'm going to forget, so I'm going to jump in now. Emma McClary, happy birthday today, along with Weldon Ball. Happy birthday to both of you on the 8th of September. Many of you are taking your diagnostics still. You may be still, if you're in kindergarten, learning how to do the routines and learn about your iPads prior to taking that diagnostic. But boys and girls, a lot of hard work is going in already as we start this year, because we'll be starting our lead measures. We'll be starting our passing 2 lessons each week in reading and math. This is the first week that we start to work on those lead measures. So some of us are taking our diagnostic. That counts this time of year as your lessons passed. However, some of us are done with those diagnostics and we'll be getting going into our personal path. So keep working hard, challenging yourself, using those lessons and everything you learn in class to keep growing, growing, growing. And as for our leadership lead measure this year, you are going to work on a personal goal. And so your teachers will be guiding you through whether you're practicing first. All the kids in the class are going to work on the same thing. A lot of us are working on the different behaviors and expectations that we expect in class, but that we want to practice on and focus on. And the idea is, what do you have to do? What are the lead measures to make sure that you can do that goal? And if you're doing that and tracking every day that you're doing that, then that is working on our leadership lead measures. That's working towards a wildly important goal, just like our passing of our 2 lessons of reading and our 2 lessons of math. So boys and girls, dig in to that process of tracking your lead measures each day through something that's not just passing lessons. We're going to get better and better at that and improve ourselves. And you'll be seeing and hearing from me soon how our whole office is going to participate in this as well through our own wildly important goal and the lead measures that we are going to do to every day and track weekly so that we can see, are we doing what we need to do? And can we make that wildly important goal? So more to come on that. I'm kind of excited for us to finish that up today and share with you all. Have a wonderful day. I know this went on a little bit long for a Monday morning, but let's do our Pledge of Allegiance together and start this week off great. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a magnificent Monday. Bye.